feel like I have not done Mr. Nightmare in a long time, so I'm going to do a Mr. Nightmare video. I finally was able to get lights up that would actually stay. I had to use duct tape though. I'm probably going to put more lights, just heads up, or maybe not, maybe that's enough, I don't know. But here we're going to be doing Street Scary Real. Again, real, true, you never know if it's actually real or true, so real. Vegas, Las Vegas horror stories, about 16 minutes long, damn. But yeah, I mean, I've never been to Vegas, I've never been to the States for that matter, I don't think. So, yeah, honestly, I don't know what happens in Vegas, but all I know is what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, that's all I know. And by the way, it's really, really windy today. We have like a wind warning today, so if you hear anything like crazy, it's just the wind. It's not anything horror or a ghost or anything, it's just the strong ass winds, so just heads up there. But yeah guys, let's go.
This video is a throwback to a video I did over 6 years ago now with the Vegas theme.
I remember that.
I've been wanting to do another Vegas themed video for a while, and with one of the biggest music festivals in the US coming up in Vegas this week, this seemed like an appropriate time. But even more appropriately, this video is sponsored by Mobile Premier League. MPL is a play-and-win gaming app with over 80 million users worldwide that can be downloaded for free on iOS devices on the Apple Store and Android devices on the MPL website. You should be 18 years or older before downloading. MPL is filled with a bunch of fun and competitive skill-based games where you can win money while having fun. So now you can relax in the comfort of your own home, making money playing over 10 games that are quite honestly just fun to play.
Gonna mute this. Be sure to like this video if you guys do end up enjoying it. Be sure to give it a comment down below what you guys think. And as always, be sure to subscribe if you have not done so already. And yeah.
Up to 21, but if you go higher than 21, you lose 1 of 3 lives. It's actually a lot harder than it looks, but as you can see, I actually won that round. All of your winnings get added to your wallet, where you can withdraw your money via PayPal or bank account. And when you sign up, you'll get a free $5 bonus added to your wallet.
I don't really trust that stuff.
You can also win up to $20 by referring friends and family. This was just one of the many games on the app you can play. So if you want to play fun games and win money, check the link in the description and download MPL.
Ranger Pete. Sounds kind of fake if you ask me.
When my friend Dom turned 21, he organized a group trip to Vegas among our closest friends. We stayed at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino, which was a 5-minute walk from the Strip.
Okay.
There were 6 of us, too many names to list, so I'll just name them as I go. But we had 3 rooms, and 2 to each room. I was rooming with Joey. Our flight landed around 5, so by the time we were unpacked and settled in the hotel, it was around 7. We stopped at In-N-Out for dinner since we're all from the East Coast, and the novelty of In-N-Out was pretty appealing. Right after that, we walked around until ending up at the Bellagio Hotel's casino. Okay. It was absolutely massive. We all kind of split off into little groups.
That looks really pretty.
Joey and I were just doing slot machines, while 3 of the others were at blackjack tables. I'm not sure where the 6th went. But when I say Joey and I were doing the slot machines, I mean we were really just sitting there occasionally spinning the slot machine every few minutes. Really just collecting those free shots that the cocktail waitresses would walk around with to try and get the patrons drunker and looser with their money. Let's just say we were trying not to blow $1,000 on the first night. After a few shots, we went over to our friends by the blackjack tables to watch them. I'd say after an hour at the casino watching our friends gamble their money away, we all left with intentions of walking to this place called Lily Bar and Lounge. But halfway to the bar, I did a quick pat-down of all my pockets, making sure I had my phone and wallet.
Always do that.
And I had that mini heart attack when I felt an empty pocket where my wallet should have been. I started to freak out, asking my friends if they remembered when I had it last. None of them remembered. I asked them to wait for me, while I ran back to the Bellagio to check. They didn't want to wait, though. Joey just gave me his room card and told me to check our hotel if it wasn't at the Bellagio. Then the 5 of them continued walking to the bar, while I ran back to the casino of the Bellagio.
Okay.
I felt very defeated, as I was predicting having lost my wallet on the first night, and I would be absolutely screwed if I wanted to get into any bars or clubs. I retraced all my steps in the casino, including checking the seat of the slot machine we were at. Then I checked Lost and Found, but there was nothing. So next I had to try our hotel room. This was my last shot at finding it, and I felt sick to my stomach about it now.
I'd be so scared.
I felt this could ruin my entire trip. I ran through the lobby and up the stairs to the second floor where my room was.
It's honestly so easy to lose.
I got to the door and tried Joey's key card. The card reader flashed red a few times. I wondered if he had a faulty card.
It's so windy.
I rubbed the card with my shirt to remove any smudges or whatever that could be hindering the card reader. On the next try, it beeped and lit green, and I opened the door.
Okay.
I started searching the entire room, throwing clothes out of my suitcase and onto the bed, digging through my suitcase, then tearing through the bed sheets even though they weren't even slept in yet.
Someone probably stole
I
it.
checked under the beds,
I don't know how
pillows, on
someone
the
stole
table
it.
and TV stand, but it was not in there. I collapsed on the bed, literally wanting to cry. Then I thought to maybe call the front desk and ask if it was turned into lost and found. So I did just that. The desk worker picked up on the third or fourth ring, and I asked if they could check the lost and found for my wallet. She said hold on, then put me on hold for a minute. When she came back, she asked what my name was because apparently lots of people lose their wallets in Vegas. I told her my name, then she said something that confused me. She said something along the lines of, "Sir, didn't I speak to you just now at the front desk when you asked me what room number you were in?"
What?
I asked when she was referring to, and she said within the past 15 minutes.
Someone has a lot.
It wasn't possible because I had been gone for nearly 2 hours. I told the lady I was coming down to the front desk, then I hung up. But it made me wonder, just what if? I checked the one closet in the room, and it was empty. Then I looked at the bathroom. The bathroom door was shut. I grabbed the doorknob, sighed, and yanked it open, expecting to see someone. But no, it appeared empty. I turned on the bathroom light just to look at myself in the mirror, but I almost instantly noticed the shadow through the shower curtain. It was undoubtedly a person in there casting that shadow who looked taller than me.
Fuck.
I didn't want to get stabbed or shot that night. I left the hotel room and immediately called the number for the hotel. I asked them to send security up right away.
Right?
Not even 5 minutes later, 2 large men in security shirts came down the hall and I pointed at the door, yelling there's someone in our bathroom shower who stole my wallet. I opened the door for them, and right center of the hotel room was this 30-something-year-old man with a COVID mask over his mouth.
A COVID
He
mask?
had his hands in the air. Security guards escorted him out of our room and patted him down for weapons. And not so shockingly, they found my wallet in his pocket. He didn't have any weapons on him, though. Security called the police and arrested the man, and I got my wallet back.
Thank
The man
God.
admitted to finding my wallet outside of the hotel, went to the front desk asking what room number I was in, and letting himself in. Even though no one was harmed, I feel like this could have turned out so much worse. For example, if I decided to open that shower curtain. My friends hardly believed my story until security guards backed it up later that night. The rest of the trip went completely normal.
Fuck. Honestly, it's so easy to lose anything. Sean Matthew, that sounds like a more believable name. But yeah, you gotta be careful with your shit. Always pat down. Anytime you leave a place,
few
enter a
years
place,
back, I
check.
stayed with 3 friends in Bally's Hotel in Vegas, once known as the MGM Grand, until November 21st in 1980, when it burned down. The fire began from a refrigerated pastry display case in one of the restaurants located on the first floor, and apparently the fire engulfed the resort's casino, and the smoke traveled into the hotel tower, killing 85 people due to smoke inhalation. We read about this in some of the reviews of the place while booking. But I mean, that was 40 years ago. How would it really affect our stay? The rates for rooms were surprisingly more affordable than some comparable hotels for that specific weekend. Something I didn't pay attention to in the reviews,
So
though,
pretty
the
fuck.
number of people who reported witnessing and hearing strange paranormal events.
Ghosts.
There are even reports of ghostly activity in the casino. The most common complaint I was seeing from guests was the presence of a smell of smoke and burning, especially on the upper floors, even though there was no one smoking. But I wasn't aware of any of this on our first night there. On our second night there, we went to a couple casinos, then got dinner and went back to the room to regroup before heading back out. Not without stopping at a liquor store for some booze beforehand, so we could all loosen up a little more before going out.
Okay.
After we pre-gamed for a good half hour to an hour, we all called an Uber to Omnia nightclub not too far away. By the time we got there, the liquor was definitely kicking in. And this is where my memory starts getting a little fuzzy. I remember we were waiting online for at least half an hour. And I remember my one friend Alec talking to this group of girls in front of us. Next thing that I really remember was standing at the bar inside the club with my friends trying to order drinks. And I vaguely remember bits and pieces of being on the dance floor. But when I say I blacked out besides that, I'm not exaggerating. The night became a little clearer when I left the club, but according to my friends, I left alone. I somehow made my way back to the hotel and
Fucking
back to the
seizure
room on the
inducing,
17th
bruh.
floor. From here on out, I remember just about everything. I was sitting on the edge of the bed with my head in my hands for quite a while, feeling like my head was spinning, when I heard what sounded to be a kid coughing on the other side of the door. I pulled myself together and went to check through the peephole, making sure no one was choking or anything, I guess. There was no one visible, so I opened the door. The corridor was empty. At this point, standing up made me feel even sicker, so I went to the bathroom to throw up. After that, I felt better and laid down in the bed to go to sleep.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
why I don't
3-something in
drink.
the morning. None of my friends were back yet. I heard the coughing once again. It sounded like a young boy's coughing. I didn't feel like getting up to check again, though. I resumed trying to fall into a deep sleep, when out of nowhere, this ear-piercing ringing went off, along with a flashing red light in the room. It
Oh,
was the
shit.
smoke alarm, and in the corner of the room, every time that flashing light blinked, I could see a person standing in the corner of the room. It looked like a young boy facing the door. I looked closer to see
Fuck,
if
that's
I could see
creepy.
things, and on the fourth blink, I started to scream and crawl backwards out of the bed and onto the floor. I don't know what exactly I thought was happening, that I was going to be killed or that I was seeing a ghost. But after a while, as if I were experiencing sleep paralysis or a hallucination, the apparition of the boy in the corner disappeared. I gave myself time to breathe and calm down, and convinced myself I was just seeing things.
It's a ghost.
And just like the boy disappearing, the smoke alarm turned off a minute later. My heart was racing for the next 10 minutes as I sat up in the bed on my phone trying to contact my friends. They got back around 4, and I decided not to tell them for the sake of sounding like a drunk fool. I did more research the next day about the hotel and supernatural sightings, and I was even more disturbed when I read that other people had witnessed and heard a boy coughing on the 17th and 18th floors. Needless to say, I didn't want to stay there anymore. Thank God it was only a 3-night trip.
It's sad though. It's like you're being haunted by someone that, you know, was just trying to enjoy themselves in a fucking fire of all things. It's so sad. Morgan L.
In 2018, my friends and I rented an Airbnb in North Vegas to attend the Electric Daisy Festival, which is an EDM music festival. It was my first experience of this kind. I'm not even a fan of EDM, nor do I do any kind of hard drugs.
EDM,
but I
do you
went with
think,
my
or
3
BDM?
friends who are into this stuff, who I'll call Jess, Marissa, and Nicole. My friend Jess had a drug dealer connection in Vegas, who she was planning on buying Molly from.
Molly?
The festival starts pretty late in the day and goes all night, so on the first day we were just driving around Vegas trying to find things to do. At some point, Jess needed to meet up with her friend to buy the Molly, so while we were eating, she went to pick up from him. Afterwards, we went back to the Airbnb to start getting ready for the festival, changing into our outfits. If you know anything about music festivals, girls usually wear the most revealing outfits imaginable. It was new to me. I needed my friends to help me buy an outfit. As we called a lift to the racetrack where the festival was being held, Jess handed us all our own little baggies with the Molly. I was very nervous, as I've never really done any drugs except for weed, if that even counts.
I don't do drugs at all.
The ride there was surprisingly quick. Jess told us the Molly should kick in around 45 minutes after taking it. By then, we were online to get inside. The effects of it didn't really kick in for a while, and my friends all agreed they were already feeling it. So I had a feeling I didn't take enough. I went for the baggie I smuggled into the festival and took a little more. For the next hour, we danced as the sun went down and the sky got darker, and all the lights from the stages and carnival rides lit up the place. I was realizing the Molly was kicking in hard, and I was starting to trip. It was such a surreal experience with all the lights, booming music, and the euphoric feeling of the drug. But eventually I realized I took way too much. I started to lose track of where I was, and next thing I knew, I was lost in the crowd without my friends. At some point this guy started talking to me, and I must have asked him for help finding my friends, because he told me, "I know where your friends are, I'll take you to them." I followed him through the crowd, holding his hand, till we got closer to the back of the crowd.
Holding his hand?
I asked where we were going. He said he knows where Jess is. I thought the fact that he knew my friend's name meant he was telling the truth. Then he asked me to call Jess and he talked to her. So I dialed Jess's number and handed him the phone. 5 seconds later, he started talking to her. He was on the phone with her for a minute before hanging up. He said Jess left to the hotel with my other friends because one of them got sick. He said he would take me there. I stood there tripping like an idiot and said okay. He called us an Uber, and when we got inside, he asked for my number. I gave it to him because I was yet to see any red flags in my inebriated state. till I looked at the Uber driver's screen and saw that it said the destination was 15 miles away. And then it hit me. Why did the guy say my friends went to the hotel when we weren't staying at a hotel?
Oh
We were
shit.
staying at an Airbnb. I asked the driver where we were going.
Oh no.
I don't remember what he said, but whatever he said made me realize he was not taking us to the Airbnb. I asked the driver to turn me around.
It's not
The
even
guy
an
next to me
Uber
started
driver
claiming
launch.
he was my boyfriend, and I was just incredibly drunk and needed to get home. I started to scream that he's not my boyfriend, that I just met him. And eventually the driver believed me and stopped the car, kicking the guy out. I started to cry and asked
So
the
it is an
driver to
actual
bring me
Uber
back to
driver.
the festival so I could find my friends. But he informed me the festival doesn't allow re-entry. So he brought me back to the Airbnb. He waited until he saw that I let myself in using the code. And then I started frantically texting and calling all my friends, till one of them picked up. They couldn't hear me on the phone at the festival, so I typed in our group chat what happened. Jess came back to the Airbnb to be with me, while Marissa and Nicole stayed till much later at the festival. I somehow slept like a baby that night, but I woke up the next morning to 3 missed calls and a handful of texts from that guy who tried to most likely kidnap me. The text went as follows. Hey, did you make it back? Where are you? I'll come to you and help you to your Airbnb. Honestly, fuck you for making a scene like that in front of the Uber driver, making me look like some kind of rapist. It goes without saying, this guy never knew who any of my friends were, and he never got on the phone with Jess. I most likely told him my friend's name when I asked him for help in finding them. This was my first time doing a hard drug, and it blurred my judgment so much that I almost allowed myself to possibly get kidnapped.
Don't do drugs, kids. That's honestly really pretty though. I can't get over how nice that looks. I can't. Anyways, I've never been to Vegas or any kind of I've been in Cuba and stuff like that. I haven't had any like horror stories. Really, like no one stalked us or anything. No one was being like a pervert or anything. That much at least. I mean, there was this guy watching my sister get in and out of the pool in Cuba, but that's about it. I don't think anything else crazy happened. Pretty normal visit to Cuba. Yeah, honestly, I don't really have too much thoughts on this. All I can say is be careful. Again, if you're going anywhere, my cat, my other cat's right here. You can't see her, but I'll show you guys her. Go. Yeah. Let go of my pillow. Ugh, she's heavy. She's fat. She's a fat one. What the fuck was I gonna say? Yeah, always when you're entering or leaving a new place, like if you're out, even at work, before leaving work, but when you get to work, check to make sure you have your phone. When leaving the house, make sure you have everything, especially when you're out and about, because like you could be going to several places, you don't know if you have your wallet, you don't know if you have everything with you. I always do that, and I get like really scared if I don't have my keys or if I don't have something. I'm like, oh fuck, where's my that? You know what I mean? It's scary shit. You gotta make sure you have everything. So I gotta do a quick pat down of yourself to make sure that you have everything. If you don't, turn right back. That's number one. Number two, the whole thing about the guy in the the guy was being in the house. How the fuck did he? Wait, so he asked where the room is, but like if it's your room, wouldn't you know which room it is? I guess he could have said it's my first time here and I have my card and stuff and I just don't know where to go. Like when the person at the front asked for ID, maybe it's like match. Like he had the wallet, but like it's not like the face would match, right? I don't know. And then well, what was the second story? Yeah, the ghost one. I actually think that was a ghost though, because like I don't know how the alarm would randomly go off like that. Unless it was like secretly a dream, or not secretly, unless it was like a dream or something. Or again, sleep paralysis, but it did seem like it all happened, right? So I don't know what to really say about that. Yeah, so I'm not really too sure to say about that one, but I do feel like it was a ghost. And then the last one that we just saw, I don't even know what to say to that one. I kind of forgot what that one was about. How am I blanking already? What was it? Hold on a second. I'm already blanking. I'm tired. I'm blanking already. I gotta listen to a little bit of that story.
The driver to turn me around.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the kidnapping. Okay. So yeah, honestly, do not do drugs, kids. Oh, my battery's out. But yeah, do not do drugs. It can really fuck you up. It can really cost you your life. On the trip, it could cost you your life anyway, but just don't do drugs. It could really cost you your life. anything that can like really hinder your decision, like don't do it, because like, you know, especially don't take too much. You don't know how much you can tolerate, right? Your tolerance levels may be low, maybe high, I don't know, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's gonna be it. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, be sure to comment down below what you guys thought, and be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications as well, and I'll see you guys later. Sorry I'm rushing, it's just my battery's running out, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, deuces, bye.